I built a whole real estate empire business in sales through online lead generation. And these days I hear a lot of people say, hey, online leads suck. No, they don't. Maybe you got to look in the mirror, or maybe you got to learn it the right way. And you're like, Rick, what's the right way? I got you. In this video, I'm going to give you the quadruple threat of online leads. Without further ado, let's get it. All right, back in the day when I used to play basketball, the coach used to be in a triple threat position. Dribble, shoot, pass. You know, you could do other things so the defender doesn't know what's happening. So I kind of stole that and made it the quadruple threat of online leads. And here we go. See, a lot of people, okay, when you're doing online lead generation, it starts with message to market match. Not going to cover that in this video, okay? But what you want to do is obviously when you come up with your ad, people are going to click on your ad, and you are actually fishing for buyers right now. Okay. So the first threat in my quadruple threat is the one you already know, the one you think sucks because it's only 3% conversion and a lot of bad phone numbers, blah, 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 blah. Cry me a river, man. If you don't have the skin to be in the sales business, then don't be in it. But if you learn, it's going to make you financially free. It's going to make you a better person. It's going to get you into self-development, all the things. Give me a like, hit the notification bell so you know when my videos are coming up. Yo, hit me up with a comment too. What do you think? What do you think? What is your experience with online leads? Okay. I'll try to ask you again after you learn what you have to learn through this video. Okay, so the first advantage, threat number one, is you're working with buyers, do your script, get them onto a buyer representation agreement. A lot of agents are working with buyers without a BRA, buyer representation agreement. That is the wrong way to do it, okay? That's the first way you're going to benefit from your online leads. Now, second way you're going to benefit from online leads is this. If you watch this channel long enough, you're going to learn what a seller wants, right? A lot of real estate agents want a whole bunch of listings, okay? But they go into those listing presentations, they talk about themselves, they tell them about the open houses, they look at these beautiful brochures, even bake cookies, all kinds of stuff to get that listing. The seller don't want your cookies. They don't want to know about your awards and how many open houses you're going to do. They want one thing. Can you guess what that is? Pause, because I'm about to give you your answer. What does a seller want? Ready? A seller, you know, most agents will... I know you want the answer, but most agents say a seller wants the highest price. They want to sell their house in the quickest time. They want the lowest commission check. Yeah. Commission fee, rather. A seller simply wants a buyer. So in my listing presentation, when I'm sitting with Mr. and Mrs. Seller, I'm going to say during my presentation, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, if a buyer knocked on your door right now, had the price you wanted, had the terms you wanted, how fast are you going to kick me out of your house? They're like, Rick, we'll give you a coffee first or whatever. We'll feed you first. They'll make a joke. Ha, ha, ha. Yeah. So what I say, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, I'm your bridge to the buyer. Check this out. This is where your online leads come in. This is your benefit number 2 on the quadruple threat. Okay? Now I'm going to show, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Buyer. Now, if you're smart, you're farming the same area and you're getting the listings at the same city you're getting the leads in. Now I'm like, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, check this out. I actually talked to 50 people in the last 2 weeks. As you can see, these are all people right here that want to live in XYZ city. And you live in XYZ city. Then I pull out a demand and supply graph. And I showed them price equilibrium. And I'm like, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, if I increase demand through putting your property on MLS and also the list of buyers that I'm getting beyond the MLS, your demand level goes higher. Therefore, your price equilibrium goes higher. Yes, I did take economics. Because the demand, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, in this property, because this property, this is one inventory, is the amount of buyers that come in. So I'm already looking for buyers that are coming in. You got to show the sellers what they want, which is buyers. How do you do that? Online leads. That is 2, locking down the original buyer through the script on your BRA. And number 2, using those online leads to get listings signed with higher commissions. I can go into detail on all this stuff, but I got to get through this quickly. Okay. Benefit number 3 in our quadruple threat for online leads. Okay. Yes, you're targeting buyers, but half the buyers are going to have properties to sell. They could be moved down. They could be somebody that wants to upsize. Half of them. Okay, you track what you're tracking, right? Could be a third of them, could be more than half, whatever. You got to track it. But in this example, let's say half of them. So you're going to get listings just from your buyer leads. And this is the third threat in the quadruple threat, because I'm going to show you how to get off-market properties. So buyer calls in on your lead. You have your qualifying questions. You have your intro, qualifying questions, and then you have your offer. The offer needs to be irresistible, and I get it just like this. So, Mr. and Mrs. Buyer, do you currently own or do you rent? Oh, actually, Rick, I own. Perfect. That's cool. And then I go through my script and then I come back. I'm like, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Buyer, tell me about that house that you said that you currently own. Oh, it's a 3-bedroom house. It's in Milton, blah, blah, blah. Now watch this. Mr. and Mrs. Buyer, as you can see, 5 minutes ago, we were strangers. I actually do these calls with potential buyers just like you, 2 hours a day, 5 days a week. You insert how often you prospect, okay? And as you can see, over a course of a month, I can talk to up to 100 or more buyers. If I happen to come across a buyer that is looking for it, repeat what they told you what their house is, that happened to come across a buyer that wanted a 3-bedroom home in Milton, in the city of Milton, this is how you end it. Would you be offended if I contacted you? No, Rick, I won't be offended. Or they might say something like, oh, but I'm not going to list. Hey, listen, no, I'm not. I don't want to list. I'm saying, would you just be offended if I contacted you? They're going to say no, because most people, it takes a lot for them to offend. And this makes logical sense. I'm talking to buyers. Okay, I don't have to list it. Fine. Now, guess what you just did? You're curating a list of off-market properties that nobody knows about. And you're going to use those off-market properties in your irresistible offer when you're closing the buyers in step 1 to get the BRA. I'm going to show you how to do that. Hey, Mr. and Mrs. Buyer, I see that you want a property after everything that we talked about. Question, why do you need me? They're going to be stunned by this question. They're not going to be able to answer it. Or if they answer it, they might say, hey, Rick, I need somebody to negotiate for me, or, I don't have time to look. You're going to leverage that. You're going to double down on that. So they're going to give you the answer. But here's the point. So, Mr. Why do you need me? You can find these houses on Zillow, House Sigma, Realtor.com, Realtor.ca. Let me give you the answer. You need me because I have a list of properties that nobody else knows about. This is my off-market property list. And if I can get you into these properties that nobody else knows about, you have a better chance of getting a deal. So I'm the agent that gets you the deal. Pause. See that? I just got off-market properties from my online leads to add on top of my buyer list what sellers want, to add on top of my buyer that I can go show on properties. That is 3. Tell me you love me. Hit the like. Give me a fire emoji if you can in YouTube, man. You know this is good. And I got one more. Remember, it's a quadruple threat. Quadruple means 1, 2, 3, 4. Watch this. I'm going to show you how to get more listings. Ready? A lot of you guys like door knocking. Rick doesn't door knock, but Rick house hunts. There's a difference. All right. So I'm going through my buyer leads. All right. I'm calling them because speed to lead is huge. You want to call these leads right away. Different story for a different day. I'm going to make videos on top of videos on top of videos. That's why you want to subscribe. Okay. And if you want me to make a specific video, just let me know in the comments. What are you struggling with? I got you. Let's go to Quadruple Threat. I'm ranting right now. I'm on a rant. Okay. So what you're going to do in this quadruple, the last benefit is house hunting. I'm going through my buyer list. I get an online lead, Mark. I come across Mark and his wife, Stephanie. All right. And they tell me they need to be in a certain neighborhood. Let's use Milton again. In Milton, in the city of Milton, because they're pregnant with their first baby. Mark's parents live there, and they need the help for babysitting. They don't want to afford that. They can't afford daycare, nanny, and all that stuff, and both of them work. Oh, don't you think this is a good thing to leverage? Instead of door knocking randomly, okay, and just saying, hey, I have a potential buyer that might want to buy a house, or can I tell you about the schools, or you want to know what the house next door sold for? Like, well, that's all whack, man. Okay? What you're going to do, you're not going to door knock. You're going to house hunt, because the house hunt's going to give you a better script. Watch this. Knock, knock. The homeowner. Hey, homeowner, this is Rick from eXp Realty. Look, I don't want to waste too much of your time. I'm out here because I want to be professional. I have a client named Mark and his wife, Stephanie. They're pregnant with their first kid. Their parents actually live in the neighborhood, and they need a house, particularly in these few streets, because they want help with their first baby. Okay, here I am. I'm making sure I'm out there. I'm getting the house of their dreams. Now, do you happen to know of anybody in the neighborhood that's looking to sell? Yo, go try this. This is absolutely amazing script. Okay, I can get on more details of this. This video is getting kind of long because the purpose of this video was the online leads. But you're getting a quadruple threat with the online leads. I showed you 4 ways to leverage those leads. So don't tell me leads are crap. Thank you for your time. We'll see you on the next one.